There's something about modern dating today. In the time that we're living, dating can feel exhausting because most of us may be choosing from our wounds instead of alignment. And when we choose from our wounds, a lot of times we accept familiarity. Our mind chooses what is familiar than what is safe. Our mind could choose what we actually like instead of what is healthy for us. Hi, I'm Sneha Satyendran, a psychologist and a spiritual entrepreneur. And today I'm talking about what it means to be in healthy relationships, what exactly does that feel like, and what is divine union. In today's time that we live in, where love can seem to feel hard, we first need to look at what are we seeking for? What truly do we want? What connection do we aspire for? And how are we choosing that connection in our life for the first place? When we seek from familiarity, we can tend to attract what is familiar, what our nervous system already knows, and that could be from memory, because the body also remembers. Our nervous system could make us attract emotionally unavailable partners, unhealthy partners, which may challenge our own self-esteem and self-worth. It is that time where we need to look within. We need to look at where am I attracting from familiarity and where am I attracting from safety. And the journey is always beginning with you, with yourself. Dating today can also feel like a dopamine hit, with the constant swiping, constant options available all the time at your fingertips. The mind gets trained to actually always find something better. And in that limbo, the mind can also feel nothing is enough. Nothing is ever enough, because our nervous system believes that there is something always better out there. So in that dilemma, the mind never fully commits, mind never fully stays where it wants to stay, and always keeps one leg out of the door, knowing I always have an escape. In that time, the mind needs and craves for safety rather than familiarity. And as we notice, a lot of times we choose from fear, from loneliness, worrying if I will ever find someone, worrying if I will end up with someone or not, worrying, will I have to settle? Can I get the partner who I actually desire? The answer is never outside. The answer is always within. Because we don't attract the right person, we first become the right person in alignment to our own self. As human beings, we are walking mirrors. We attract who we are. The universe does not give you what you want. The universe gives you what you are. So if you are seeking for divine alignment, if you're seeking for a divine union, for a healthy partnership or a healthy relationship, the answer isn't in finding the one. The answer is first in becoming the one. And only then, from only that space, you can attract what you offer. Because a lot of times we find ourselves in the question, why do I keep attracting the same person again and again? And the answer also is within. We attract them not from alignment, but from memory. What our nervous system knows as familiar. It could be chaos. It could be the fact that we have to earn love to be loved. If our brain has learned such lessons, such experiences, especially growing up, our mind gets wired to seek that in our adulthood. So we attract the same people, just in different faces, just with different masks, who are constantly challenging us and bringing out what needs to heal. Every person who comes into your life, every emotionally unavailable partner, the unready person, the person who does not meet your needs, all of them are there to show that wound that needs to be healed. They are the mirrors where the work needs to be done. Because divine union is not about finding someone externally. The divine union begins with your balance within. your masculine and feminine within. Once you have that, that is what you portray and that is what you attract. Because divine union is not about feeling empty or incomplete and waiting for someone to complete you. As a human, you are already complete. Once you live in alignment, the balance is already complete. And only then, from that balance, a person walks in who is also another balanced soul. So divine union is about two complete individuals, two healthy individuals walking into each other's lives and sharing that completeness and wholeness together. How do we know that the person is right for us? When we choose from safety and not familiarity. When our body relaxes and calms down in their presence instead of getting heightened or confused. When our nervous system feels at ease, where it does not have to double check, where it does not have to make decisions based on confusing patterns, where there is clarity in abundance. That's how you know if you are around the right person. So the question is, not when I will find the right person, not when the person will arrive. What do I need to do so that person arrives in my life? How many dating apps do I need to swipe? How many dates should I go on to? What are the steps I need to follow? None of this is the answer. The actual question is, what do I first become to be my fully authentic self? Am I becoming someone who is creating and experiencing the divine love myself with everything I do in life, with my habits, with my behavior, with my discipline, with my consistency? Am I keeping the promises that I make to myself? Am I truly speaking my mind wherever I am? Am I being my identity no matter where I go? These are the questions that will give you the answer to your own internal divine union. And from that place, you can thrive, you can grow and flourish more, because the magic is always within you. Divine union is rare, not because it is difficult or hard or unattainable. It is rare because it demands honesty. It demands inner work. It demands sitting with your inner demons and winning over them. It demands complete truthfulness to all that's happening within. It demands that you become your fullest and your complete version before that union happens. And that is why it is hard. That is why it can seem difficult. But that's the only way we also transform. That's also the way where we grow through, where we reach our highest self. Because divine union is not about finding someone. It is about recognizing the person when they arrive and being able to function from a place of authenticity. It is functioning from a place where you are full of love yourself, where you are completely authentic. You don't betray yourself. You don't abandon yourself. You stay true to who you are. Because the magic that happens is that once you recognize it, there is no going back. And the first key step is to recognize it within yourself.